They had 10 days left to find a home in Texas. Then this happened. 10 days before they will have nowhere to stay. A family arrived in America full of hope, then landed in New York. Stayed for just 2 weeks. They moved to Texas thinking everything would be easier. But instead, they kept hearing one word: no. No to rental history, no to US credit, no to long lease, no to approval. And this is the beginning of their trouble. And the stress started building fast. What happened next is exactly why many relocation families struggle when moving to Texas, and how one decision almost cost them their housing. But here is what shocked me the most. They were fully qualified. Legal status and all of that. Financially stable. Got great family. Very responsible people. The type of tenants any landlord would want to have any day, anytime. Yet, they kept getting rejected. And you might want to ask me why. Why do they keep getting rejected or turned down? I will explain that in a minute. My name again is Joseph, and I'm a Texas realtor, and I help families relocate successfully from other states and overseas to the great state of Texas, the Lone Star State. And after helping many relocators, I can tell you this: moving is easy, relocating is hard. Because relocation is not just changing houses, it is rebuilding trust from zero. When they contacted me, when this family contacted me, you could hear the pressure in their voice, the mere frustration they are going through, and all of those challenges that they witnessed in their very first week of being here. They told me, we thought finding a rental would be simple, but what they didn't see coming were the hidden barriers, challenges, and other things they were facing. And the first one hits almost every relocation family. Number one thing I want to mention here in the cost of this video is they have no US credit, and this alone stops many applications instantly. When I reach out to landlords or leasing agents and ask them, they say they have no US credit. But something even bigger almost stopped them completely, and it had nothing to do with money. The number two problem I'm going to state here is the short lease. Most landlord does not want short lease in their rental apartment or home. They only wanted 6 months. This tenant wanted only 6 months, which sounds reasonable, right? That is completely wrong. Most landlords again want 12-month lease minimum. Reason being that why landlord request for 12 months is short lease or short leases normally equals risk. The risk of continuing to look for new tenant, risk of vacancy, risk of turnover, risk of uncertainty, and so many other risks associated with doing a 3-month or a 6-monthly. So again, more no's. They continue to be rejected, declined over and over. But the real stress hadn't even started. Beside all of those things I just stated, they are yet to confront the bigger stress, because their temporary stay was about to end and they still had no approval where to go or where to get their new rental. Imagine these situations. Imagine you being in their shoes. You are new to a country. You don't fully understand the system. You don't even know anywhere beside where you sleep. You have your family depending on you, young kids counting on their parents, and every day landlords say no. That pressure is real. This is what relocation stress really looks like. If you have not experienced it, you won't understand the magnitude of the stress this particular family go through. This is not an Instagram version. This is a real life situation I'm telling you right here. The third problem they're going through or they're going through is transportation. Then another problem appear: no car, nothing to move around with, so which most relocation family face. So every simple task became complicated. They kind of find it so hard to even go to the grocery store or get the next thing. For every grocery errands or things they want to do, they have to get Uber. Viewing homes, even when I want to get them to go view homes, they have to catch Uber to the place I want to show them the next rental. They want to visit schools where they can enroll their children in the school, they have to use Uber. So Uber become a go-to thing for them while they are still looking for their rental. Costs keep stacking up. They keep acquiring more cost every day that passes by, and the stress is increasing. Time is running out or disappearing very fast, and then something happened that almost ended their chances completely. And landlord finally showed interest in their 6-month lease, but with one major condition, and that brings me to problem number 4: the deposit, the security deposit and all of that. The landlord was actually requesting for higher security deposit, higher than the expected amount that was listed on the listing price. This is very common when landlord sees no credit history. They protect themselves financially, and many families are not prepared for this situation or this moment. This is where relocations either succeed or fail, and this is where it is ultimately important to talk to somebody who has knowledge and experience in relocation. This is where experience matters, because finding homes is easy. Getting approved is the real trouble, is a real skill. So instead of just submitting applications hoping you can get approved, we build a strategy, organize documents, present financial strength to the landlord or to the listing agent so that they can have an informed opinion about the tenant. Reduce landlord uncertainty or the idea that this tenant is not going to be a good one, and position stability, because here is something most people don't know. Applications are all negotiations, and it tells the landlord what kind of tenant they're expecting to get in their apartment or in their home. And the breakthrough moment came after weeks of searching, after weeks of applying for rental, and the call comes in. I begin to see negotiation. I send in the documentation that they were asking from my clients. We finally got approval from this particular landlord. 6-month lease was secured, housing stability achieved. Now they can have a place to stay and sleep and begin to put their life together, and the relief was immediate. You can see the joy from the kids and from the family, because housing means safety, especially when starting all over. One thing people don't talk about is the emotional weight relocation family carries, because nobody comes to ask you how you're going, what kind of challenges you're facing. So they don't really understand the stress people are going. They are not just moving, they are rebuilding their life. New systems, new environment, new community, and all of that is what family that relocate goes through. New uncertainty, things you never see before or challenges you never met before. This is why guidance matters when it comes to relocation. And here are 5 things every relocation family should know before taking on a very stressful trip or journey. Number 1 thing they need to take into consideration is start searching before you arrive into that particular city or town. Prepare documentation early. 3, expect landlord hesitation. You don't expect the landlord to accept your application the first time. They might turn you down, just like this family. Number 14 is budget extra deposit. Like it happened, they have to pay above what was originally listed for. Number 5 things here is work with someone who understands relocation, because random application leads to random results. And I will tell you that strategy leads to approval when done correctly. But here is what many people ask me: can relocation family actually succeed without credit? That is a good question, and the big answer to that is yes, but only if they know how to position themselves correctly. And this is where most people make expensive mistakes that cost them time, stress, and resources. And here are the things I'm just going to state here for family that are planning to relocate to the great state of Texas. This is exactly why I help relocation clients with pre-arrival. Before you arrive, I must have done my research and know exactly which homes and if you qualify for that home. The rental strategies, area that you want to live, approval positioning, know exactly what your approval will be, and the settlement guidance, how you can settle, where you can get your groceries and things you might need your very first week or 2 weeks of being here. Because relocation success is rarely accidental, it is planned. This is not just a random thing. You got to be strategic about this. If you are relocating to the great state of Texas from another state or even outside of the country, this is where it matters, and planning your move soon is critical to winning and critical to arriving and being happy with your family successfully. You can reach out to me, send me the word relocate, and I will send you my Texas relocation guide so that you can plan accordingly, make an informed decision so that you don't go through all of that stress like I see this family going through now. If you learned something from this story, please subscribe, because I share relocation stories to family that want to know exactly what it costs and what it takes to relocate to another state. Real mistakes, real strategies, and real success paths. So if you know someone moving to Texas, planning to move down here, please share this video. Let them understand exactly what they need to do, because what you don't know about relocation is where the big challenges come in. Can cost you thousands, can cost you a lot of stress and a lot of regret. And I will see you in the next video.